Maiden's first album, Black Sabbath.
It was a pretty diverse list, I'll give him that.
Yeah, I know. It is a diverse list. Foreigner 4, Journey Escape, Metallica Black Album, Def Leppard Hysteria, or Pyromania. I mean, there's a lot of ones that they just missed. It's very surprising. In Excess, Kick, or Police Debut. So I was surprised that none of those were on the list that I mentioned. Anyway, another list came out by Ultimate Classic Rock, most played Van Halen songs. So, Dave, what do you think is the most played Van Halen song in concert out of all the Van Halen songs?
Ain't Talking About Love.
Yes, it is, for 1,224 times. Now, here's the most upsetting thing about the top 25 most played Van Halen songs. You ready?
I'm ready.
3 of them are Sammy Hagar songs.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm sorry.
I had the same thought.
I mean, you gotta be kidding me with this. Unbelievable.
I know. It just shows you who was setting up the set list.
To give everybody the top, and apparently you really got me tied with Ain't Talk About Love, but so they're at the top. Then you got Panama, Running with the Devil, Jump, Unchained. I'm going down the list. Jamie's Crying, Dance the Night Away, Ice Cream Man, Why Can't This Be Love, Everybody Wants Some, Somebody Get Me a Doctor, Romeo Delight, Best of Both Worlds, On Fire, When It's Love, There's Only One Way to Suck Cock, Right Now, Oh Pretty Woman, Bottoms Up, Eagles Fly, Dreams, Feel Your Love Tonight, Little Guitars, and I Can't Drive, 55. Well, what can I tell you? It's so bizarre that 3 Sammy Hagar songs make it into this list. It's actually heartbreaking.
Indeed.
Thank you, Ed Leffler.
Indeed.
Thank you, Ed Leffler. It's on this. Okay, so David Lee Roth. What is David Lee Roth doing? This guy is off the road. He's home. He hasn't released that goddamn album with John 5. He's sitting home, and what is he doing? He's drawing cartoons. He's doing more of the Soggy Bottom. Everyone has sort of frogs in them. Doing one says, one channel says stay at home. Others channel says go out. The first channel says the other channel is crazy. Which news is the one with the hot chicks? I mean, that's typical Dave humor right there. And then they have alcoholic logic. Don't make me love you, but it does help me admit it's true. And they show this drunk guy falling down, all with the frogs and Corona theme. It's just such a strange inside of his head, isn't it, Dave? What a character. I don't know what to make.
I try not to think about it because then my head starts hurting.
That's right. And now there's a new supergroup, Dave. Mike Portnoy has put together yet another band because he is bored. So he put together a supergroup.
Because the first 100 weren't enough.
Unbelievable. Supergroup called BPMD. And it is with Bobby Blitz from Overkill, Mike Portnoy from the Winery Dogs and Sons of Apollo, Mark Menghai from Metal Allegiance, and Phil Demmel from Violence, and he's an ex-member of Machine Head. And the new album, which is called American Made, came out on June 12th. And they did a cover of Van Halen's DOA, and here's a clip of it.
He was broken, hungry on a summer's day. They set the shells down to try to drive us away. We were sitting ducks for the policeman. They found a dirty-faced kid in a garbage can. And I'm alone, I'm on a highway, running, dead or alive.
Now, I gotta be honest with you. Wasn't crazy about it. Heavier, edgier vocals, I don't think really flow with the song. I don't know. What do you think?
I think the original is such a stone-cold classic. It's really hard to improve on that. So, I mean, I give him credit for picking a great song for a covers album, but I think Portnoy has already moved on to his next band by the time this podcast gets released.
That's true. He's probably on to another one already. Now, They have this YouTube show by these 2 kids, Claire and Walker. Claire's a 16-year-old girl. Walker's a 13-year-old boy. They do this YouTube channel called 3 Years Apart. And they're these teenagers, and what they do is they watch things that are like older from another generation and they react to it. So surprisingly, they used Van Halen's Unchained video as their subject. And this I thought was really funny because Claire puts it on and they're watching remember this is the live from Oakland, right? So they watch the video and you see their reactions to it and they pause it and comment. And Claire said, "This is my dad's favorite song." They said that his dad and mom went to see them together, Van Halen together in concert. Now, when David Lee Roth jumped off the drum riser, she was like, "Whoa, flexibility, I can't even do that, and I'm a dancer." And the other kid was like, "Where did that come from?" Claire said she thought it was a fun song and that the whole band sounded like a party. And Walker, I thought this was so funny, said he paused it and said, "When they started singing, I couldn't help but think about the Muppets." And I always joke around that Dave does look like a Muppet in those videos. Like, he looks like the Muppet Manamana because he's like always like jumping around and his hair is everywhere and he's so cartoony and over the top. And Claire said, "I get a very beachy vibe from this band. This concert, like, it should be held on the boardwalk at night with the Ferris wheel in the background," which I thought was kind of cute. They really liked it. They really enjoyed it. And then when they were playing together, when they kind of huddle up together and they're all playing off, she says, "I hope these guys are all friends. They look like they're enjoying one another. Little does she know." And she said,
right.
And she's
right.
all surprised. She says, "Wow, they really all have large hair." And Walker goes, "I think it was an 80s thing." Claire said the song was awesome. She said, I was so much fun and I never got tired of it no matter how many times they repeated the chorus. So that's kind of cool that a younger generation could actually relate to Unchained. Of all Van Halen songs, that's what you always say, that's the best Van Halen song, right?
It is. That's the one most representative of the band.
It's true.
So it's nice to see that. And those videos seem to be the latest rage now. There's all sorts of people out there like, look at this act, this band, this singer for the first time. And, it's usually with people who, because the music's 30 or 40 years old, so you wouldn't think they would associate with an artist that old. And, it's funny to see their expressions when they're like, "Oh, whoa, what's that?" So
right.
Nice to know that the band can still give 2 thumbs up.
Right, that's the truth.
To the current generation.
Now, Revolution Beer, in collaboration with Peace Brewery and Pizzeria in Chicago, Illinois, has come out with Little Dreamer Ale. And if you look at these cans, they are red with black and white stripes with a Frankenstein guitar on the outside. It is 5.0% alcohol level. It's a sessionable extra pale ale, and it was released last month in tall cans. So everybody look out for Little Dreamer Ale. I don't know how these guys got away with using all that Eddie paraphernalia on the can, Dave. What?
Yes, well, it's a gorgeous looking can.
Yeah, you're going to want it just to keep it. It's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I am told, actually, that you can no longer get the beer.
Really?
Yes, I don't know if it was because it was a limited run and they sold out.
Probably.
Or because they got a knock on the door from EVH, or both, or whatever. But if you didn't get it already, and I do know there were some people who were able to get it in time.
Wow.
I mean, there was a lot of thought that went into the artwork of the can.
Oh, it's a beautiful can. It really is. It's well done. Absolutely. Now, Dave, we have some interesting news coming on a more local level. So, Romeo Delight, the ultimate Van Halen tribute band. Dave, we have another member change. Have you heard about this?
Yes, because I sent it to you.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to play along here, but that's all right. Okay.
Well, I know, Dave. Whatever could it be?
That's right. Well, I tell you, Dave, it's they have a new drummer, Michael Natalini. He's a nice Italian boy who's playing drums for Romeo Delight. He is sitting in for Ronnie, who has left the band for personal reasons, and according to Buddy Blanchard, lead singer, he says that the new drummer, Michael, he has solid meters, sings, smiles all the time with a super let's go get him attitude. He says about Ronnie, he says, we're still friends, but being in the band is a lot of commitment of time, and sometimes your personal life takes priority. So that's what's going on. Michael joins their newer guitarist, Kevin Somerville. So half the band has new members. Joby is still playing bass, and of course Buddy is the lead singer. And the band is going to play a show on August 5th at Muzak Festival in Bethlehem, PA. So if you guys, that's Musikfest, one word, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, on August 5th. So guys, if you want to go check out and see a nice Van Halen show with a new lineup, and Buddy swears by it. He was all very excited about this, so I'm happy for Buddy. We wish both Michael and Kevin good luck with the band. We hope to see them. If we ever have another Dave Van Halen bash, oh my God, this world. Maybe we can get them on and see what's going on. But that wraps up Van Halen news.
And that's the way it is. Good night.
And boy, we have an interesting turn of events for this month. So, we got the triple play. So what are we doing this month? We are calling this Van Halen Radio. We have done interviews with multiple people on the radio dial in regards to Van Halen. So we start off with Al Dukes. And Al was the producer of the infamous David Lee Roth radio show. Okay, on K-Rock, Free FM, back in 2006, that went down the crapper. And he talks all about his dealings with Dave. He dealt with Dave on a one-to-one level. So Al was the go-between, doing the show every day with Dave and the corporate brass. So you can imagine the heat that this guy is going through. Wow, unfreaking believable. On top of that, we have a hilarious interview with Stuttering John Melendez from the Howard Stern Show. We all know that David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar, Van Halen were all part of Howard Stern's show for many years. So Howard loves Van Halen. Howard also loves controversy. When Sam would come on, he would back Sam. When Dave would come on, he'd back Dave. He was such a fair weather friend. But
he was.
Just a wise guy. He had Sam and Dave on together. Everybody knows about that infamous, horrible appearance that Van Halen made to promote Van Halen 3. They wouldn't play music. They didn't want to answer questions. It was just a really stiff interview, but it turned out to be funny. So, Stuttering John Melendez, we all know John. John is a musician himself. He opened for David Lee Roth. He talks about that. He talks about all his dealings with Dave and Sam and the band and everything behind the scenes on the Stern Show, the infamous Howard Stern Show. My God, is there any more infamous radio show than the Howard Stern Show? Nope. Well, John is funny as hell. John's a stand-up comedian. John was on The Tonight Show, and he's done all kinds of cool stuff. We talked to him in a hilarious interview. Literally, you got to hang in there because we all get nutty. It's ridiculous. It gets silly.
Oh, my God. That, in terms of pure entertainment value, that might be, I think that just might be the funnest interview we've ever done.
But remember, it's not your typical interview. Because,
no,
right?
It definitely was not.
And you'll get a kick out of this because I'm literally doing an interview the way I normally do. And, Dave and I have questions. We're all set to answer. And, and John just starts fucking around left and right. So it was very interesting to begin with. Then I have an interview that I did with Larry the Duck, who's a famous WLIR DJ, and he tells this incredible tale about being a young DJ on WLIR, and they stuck him to go do the Van Halen interview, and he talks about Alex and Mike coming in with 6 packs of beers into the DJ booth before they hit the Nassau Coliseum. This was in the early 80s, and then he went backstage after the show, and it's a whole big story there. Oh my God. So it is Van Halen Radio this time out. This is going to be really, really interesting. We got lots of good stuff for you guys, but before that happens, Dave is going to be put to the test in our Mailbag segment, and because everybody's been home, they're all quarantined, they've been doing nothing but writing letters left and right. So we have another massive Mailbag segment, and that is all coming up next. Take a listen.
Okay, boring book, 1984. I am ready for you to be lame and a book and not something unexpected. This is books? Books kick ass!
Probably reading Orwell.
If you need a dose of VH, get a taste of the closest thing